Wow, Dragontail has been really putting in a lot of work out here. Make sure you guys smash the link, crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on us. We actually have your next play breakdown for this week, and Dragontail is being a huge representative right now. This deck, 6 of these in participation is kind of crazy to see. We also had 6 Malice. Now keep in mind, I mean, Malice recently just got destroyed on the OCG list, and the fact that this build is still holding on is really, really good. We also had 5 Yummy decks. Yes, Yummy is really putting in a lot of work. We also have 3 Memento, 3 Blue-Eyes. We also had 2 Crystron Duelist. We had 2 Dragon Ruler Challengers, which is interesting. We also have some White Forest stuff, a build I'm not too familiar with. It also looks like we have some Merlantians. We had a singular Orcus player, which, by the way, just went the mile. We also had 1 Inspector Border deck. It also looks like Dragontail was here, and some other interesting surprises. So overall, I mean, this is a huge shift. Now we drop on into top 8 here, and you're going to notice, oh, Dragontail really, 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 really wanted this event. I don't think a lot of people really have outs or understand fundamentally how to handle the Dragontail deck right now. This deck is just, in my opinion, a really strong monster. When we get the chance to take a look at the breakdown here for decks, you'll kind of understand that. We also had 2 copies of Yummy. You know, the more I look at how that deck is doing, it's so very interesting. It's a monster to play against. We also had a singular Malice deck in top 8. Blue-Eyes is still holding on. I don't think anything at this point in time is really going to keep the ultimate destruction creature down. And our singular Orcus player went the mile out here. And I mean, they really went the mile to be able to hold on to this. Now let's pass on over to those deck lists. Winning our event is actually going to be Dragontail. Now I've not seen any builds out here actually using the Edge Imp support just yet. I do think that the Edge Imp cards are incredibly good in this deck. If you were to ask me why this deck was successful, I think it's because, you know, the Edge Imp stuff generates some advantage. This deck is very much going to feel pretty much like Frightfur, in my opinion. You're generating a bunch of advantage. You get access to Red Eyes Dark Dragoon in Archetype, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, that Konami would just go ahead and give a deck like this a major power-up like that. But it's here, and it's really kind of crazy to see. Also, you do see a little bit of a shift here. Ghost Bell actually being a very strong card right now. Being able to stop the recursion off of the Dragontail monsters, I think, is one of the biggest things that you need to have access to. So I can understand why we're doing this. Now, we also have another build over here. Now, this list is completely different from the other one. You see that this build is playing Nadir Servants in it. Now, my only complaint about playing Nadir Servant in this deck is you've got to be very careful, because you need to be able to do all of your fusion plays and do things, because the minute that Nadir Servant comes down, you're going to get locked. But by playing Nadir Servant, you obviously get access to the Shaddoll cards, and nobody in the modern era respects Shaddoll cards at all. Actually, it's super funny, because the fact that nobody wants to respect Shaddoll cards just gives this deck a clear chance to overcome a lot of the obstacles that the future meta is going to have for it. So I think that both of these builds are correct in their own way with the ideas that they're presenting, because you want to be able to have all of these things, you know, kind of working out. Now we drop on down here. We have our Yummy list. Link Karibo down there. You know, that's probably the best card that you could really be tossing around out here just to make this deck work. Because let's call it what it is at this point in time. You know, any Link 1 is effectively going to be used as a synchro jump point for this deck, which is so stupid, man. Also, as you can see, we got a lot of Mulcharmies built into this deck. The Yummy special needs to be able to, you know, kind of find those resources those and be able to net that advantage. Also, we're playing triple the spell card in here, double of each of the field spell. Double field spell, I think, is fine. You're not going to be wanting to play more of them because they are recurable. I think it's one of the coolest things that this deck actually had going for it was some recurability. You also do see we are side decking a Metal Tronius down there, but that's also because the meta's kind of shifted in a way to allow us to actually do that. Then we have our Orcus special here. Now, we are playing a singular copy of Black Goat Laughs. I mean, that's fine. You're going to be ditching the Black Goat Laughs anyway, and then you're going to be, you know, just banishing it to kind of set up and do your thing, which is fine. We are doing a Brass Bombard in here as well. That's a little bit of a change. A little bit more than I'm used to seeing there, but okay. We're also playing Boral Sword in here. You're telling me that Boral Sword actually has a place again in the meta. That's very, very interesting. Okay, we got double Pankratops down here on the side. We also have some Solemn Strikes lined up on the side as well. That makes sense. You know, you want to be able to have those cards be immediate answers for you so you can do things. But in terms of, you know, crazy power-ups for Orcus, and you know, the change in the build for the meta, this is just a very good, strong challenger to the meta right now. Deck is able to just line up and start knocking down dominoes. Now, we have some of the loser brackets, I'm going to call it out here. We have a canine list here for you. Now, I see that this canine list was trying out the soft lock because they thought that they were ahead of the curve. I do like the fact that, you know, you can try to do the whole soft lock off of the Durandal on your opponent, and so forth. But actually, this build's not even playing the Durandal. We're just playing the Mjolnir, just because. Okay, well, that's interesting. You have the fact that 7 Tachyon got limited, and they're going all the way with the 7th Ascension stuff. It really sucks, because this deck, you know, 7 Tachyon was a major help for this. And the fact that the K9 just came out, they got their support, everybody was hunky-dory, super excited. And the fact that they took that away, I don't know, man. It leaves a little bit to be desired. All right, ooh, we have Dragon Ruler Tempai for you. Now, nothing really happened to this deck on the last list. You know, Tempai got away again. It always finds a way to escape a list out here, and then everybody's just kind of looking around going, sigh, here we go again, everybody. I get it. It's pretty freaking annoying that we continue to dodge this deck, but you're doing 2 of each dragon. Holy crap, man. We're only doing 1 Dark Baby, but we're doing triple Spectre. Well, I mean, to be fair, Spectre is by far the best card that this deck has ever actually wanted in its presence, so makes sense. Triple Sing and Kaiman, the fact that you've also got the Kashtira boss monster in here as well. Man, I really wish that we could Arise Heart here, but the fact that, you know, the OCG killed the rest of the deck in order to still allow Arise Heart to see play. Yeah, a little bit crazy for that one, Konami. We also have a Memento list for you here. Now, I don't think you get a lot of creativity in the Memento department anymore. I think the most exciting thing that we get is, oh, hey, you know, do we get the Goblin Cage or not? Well, this build was not playing the Goblin Cage. Actually, we're going with triple Fuel Wars, 2 Peruli in the main deck, which I think is fine. We are doing one of the trap cards actually in the main deck, which that's a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing. Most people out here don't even really bat an eye at that anymore. So the fact, you know, you do get the chance to actually see that is really, really good. Also, triple Memento Fusion built into the deck. You're never going to change that. I think for your ratios, that this is fine, actually. You've got all the strong monsters. You're running out to 42. You got to remember, OCG has access to Apollosa, so this deck has some different lines of play than what we're used to seeing on our side of the game. So yeah, I mean, congratulations to Memento still doing its thing. And then we have the Blue-Eyes White, the most standard build in the world. You have the 1 Ultimate Fusion build into that, because the build's also only playing 1 Effect Veiler, which, why only 1 Veiler? That feels a little bit off. I see that we are playing the Dragon's Bind, or the Dragon Counter Trap card down there as well. It's kind of nice. You've also got the built-in skill drain into the deck, which, you know, covers all of your bases. And we do get to play the Inkship Pixie Dragon. Well, you know, that's some cards in this. But what do you guys think about the excitement of these decks? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.